The pheasant, and you're not allowed to shoot them or anything. These things have more nerve than I know, Superman or somebody. They're right beside the tracks, you're looking out the window, and they're just pecking away, these big steam engines are going. I couldn't care less. that was something. Then let's see, we went from, where did we go from there? Oh, we went across, up through Idaho, up to, oh, we did stop in Denver, then we went north to Laramie, then we went to Green River, then up into Idaho and Oregon and Seattle. Yeah.
And then what happened?
Well, it was the last camp you were in Fort Lawton. From there you got on the boat. And of course everything has to be stored. We got on a Liberty ship. And there was a big steamer next to it. That was the one we were supposed to get on. But in the Army, when they got things moved, everything's got to move. If the boat ain't ready, we get another one. See?
Okay.
So the reason was it had a blown piston. And they had a big repair going. But we had to move out because the next crew was coming. So it took us about 10 days to get to Hawaii. And we were just in a holding position till they fixed that ship.
Do you remember when that was?
Yeah, it's, where have I got it? Oh, something else we'll talk about later. Let me see. May. Pretty sure that was May.
45?
6. No, 45, I'm sorry. 45.
Okay.
So we went, because I got it in the bag. I got the exact information in the bag. We sailed right under the Aloha Tower. GI tourists, you know, looking at this thing. Got off, had supper. You know, it's starting to get gloomy. We're heading to the retention center. See, where we lived in Elizabeth, we were up in the north end, it was marshes. There were reeds with pumps on. I don't know if you know what the pumps are.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to use them to light firecrackers, dry them out, and they'd smolder. And I'm like, what's with all the punks? And I found out later it was sugar cane. I thought it was punks in the gloom. It looked the same. So anyway, so we spent about 2 weeks there.
Was that Pearl Harbor?
Yeah, we were walking. Yeah, but we were inland from Pearl Harbor. And they took us over to Schofield Barracks one day to get a swim. They had a big swimming pool, so they took us over. There weren't that many of us because we were casuals. Anybody else on the boats belonged to outfits.
That reminds me, I wanted to ask you earlier about the 69th Regiment. Is that the one from New York?
No. That was just the name of the operation to take care of the guys coming out of training and getting shipped out all over the place. So they call it the 69th Regiment. That was strictly Maryland.
Right.
Maybe there were displaced persons, I don't know.
When you try to research that, everything that comes up is New York. The fighting 69th.
69th, oh yeah, I remember that, sure. So, then they finally got the boat fixed. We got on that. And the thing it was a Danish tramp steamer. And
What was life like on the ship?
It wasn't too good. That one. The Liberty ship wasn't bad, but the officers were really nasty. The name of the ship was the USAT Aconcagua. What the hell was that? So later on, I researched it. I found out that's the name of a mountain in South America, and that ship was a Danish ship, and it was in New York Harbor when whatever happened over in Europe, they couldn't go back, so America took it over and made a troop ship out of it. But being the tramp steamer, it was the front of the ship and the back of the ship were cargo holds. The middle was for passengers, okay? But not too many like you take on the Queen Mary or something. Now what got me was, we were confined to the rear end of the ship. We couldn't go forward because the passenger section was in there, and that was for the officers. So one night I sneaked, and I looked in. I couldn't believe it. They had tables with white tablecloths, silver, settings, individual settings. I said, look at these bastards. They're starving, they're feeding us garbage, And they're living like kings in here, and then they come out and be nasty to us on top of it. That's why I'd say life on that ship was not good. But anyway,
Were you seasick?
the first time was with the Liberty ship. Yeah, I got sick with that. But that was the problem there. Everybody got sick, but they were out. I was sick for 2 days because I had a bad gallbladder. But I don't want to get into the gallbladder. That's another. We'll be here at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Did you know how to swim?
Yeah, sure. Oh, yeah. I wasn't looking forward to it.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry. What was your job on the ship? Did you have a general quarters job?
No, all I got was KP. It was so hot. Well, the first day out, I got KP with, I got stuck with the trays that the guys ate from trays, right? You got to wash them and go through the whole routine sort of keep them moving. So I was in there about an hour and a half. I went back to my bunk, and the salt and the sweat dried. You could scrape it, and my glasses, I wore glasses at the time, were all white. When the salt dried, they were all white. I mean, that's how much I sweat that day. I got some other. Oh, I got KP again, but it was an easier job. It was some, in the dining room, sweeping the floors. Yeah.
So where did the ship go?
We went, there was an island that we had attacked and taken. I think we stopped at damn near every one of them. We went to Aina Weetak.
What was that like?
Nothing there. There was, the only thing was a big old Japanese transport that they had sunk. It was just, most of it was up out of the water. They used to do, they dropped the bombs through the deck. And the bombs would go all the way down to the bottom and explode. And then the bottom would open up and there they go. That's how they used to work it. And then we went to Saipan. We were there several days. I used to see the B-29s coming back from Japan with the engines out. You could see holes and they were taking a beating.
Did you see any Japanese aircraft or ships?
Not on Saipan because they couldn't get that close anymore. We would move too far forward.
Right.
But at night, we used to see searchlights. Even though the island had been taken some time, they'd be up in the hills, and we had the same trouble on Okinawa. They'd get them out of caves and hide in caves, and they used to infiltrate. And when they go in, it's sneakiest things you ever saw. They'd kill people, everybody they could in the place. Usually, if the guys were sleeping, they'd stab them.
Oh.
Oh yeah, well we had that on Okinawa, yeah. So, excuse me.
All right, we'll get to that. What about they would get into the chow line too? Sneak into the chow line?
No.
The Japanese that were
No,
in the hills?
No, up in the hills,
Were starving.
they'd go wherever they could get, whatever.
Right.
It wasn't just the chow lines, they'd come in the dead of night, everybody would be sleeping, that's when they worked.
So what happened after Saipan?
Then we went to, excuse me, an atoll called Ulithi. That was a staging area. And that's where this monstrous convoy was made up to go to Okinawa, mostly bringing tons and tons of tanks and guns, guys, you name it.
Oh, the invasion was
For the
planned,
invasion of
right?
Japan. So we were just part of that. One guy said, when the guys were up on deck trying to count the ships, and one guy said they counted 132.
Was it like ships from horizon to horizon?
Yeah.
Like
They were
D-Day?
forward, and which way you looked was nothing but ships.
Right.
So,
How long did you know about the plan to invade Japan? The whole time? Or while you were?
Yeah, pretty much. While we were still in the States, it was,
Since you
yeah,
left
so now this is
here?
what we got left. That's what I was talking about. Now everything's concentrated.
True, right, you said that.
Yeah.
And then after Ulithi,
Then we sailed to Okinawa.
how long did it take?
A couple days. Yeah. Another thing was there. I don't know. They must have. excuse me, they usually had, on the island, they had troop movements at night because of the Japanese. So we went over the side to a LSI, one of them little Higgins boats where the front drops down, where the guys go out and boom, boom. And there was only about 25 of us left. And we were the casuals. Everybody else belonged to an outfit, and they got off as an outfit. So I said, what are they doing with us? You know? We didn't have any non-com, nothing. So you took your 2 bags, you put them in a cargo net. So I said, all right, all you casuals over here, I pick the net up, and swing it over and drop it in the LSI. Then you went down the rope.
Right.
You got in the LSI. We didn't go to Okinawa, we went to Hayashima. It's an island off the west coast of Okinawa. There was a naval air station there that was...
Which one?
Hayashima, it's called.
Could you spell it?
I-E, then S-H-I-M-A.
Oh, okay.
That's the best I can remember how it was spelled, Hayashima. And they had a name, they used to scramble, the planes would scramble to, they left us right on the shore. And the runways, the end of the runways here, and boom, these guys are going out up north to shoot down whatever's coming in, kamikaze, whatever. And we were alone. They were sitting on this thing here. And a couple 100 feet down was a memorial. It was a famous war correspondent, Ernie Pyle. I don't know if you ever heard the name.
Yes.
Well, that's where he was killed in Hiroshima. He was riding in a Jeep with a sergeant or something. Boom. The Japs jumped out and wiped him out. So they had a little monument there.
Oh.
Yeah, they're going to put a permanent one in, which they did. So we're wondering what's... nobody would tell us what to do. We didn't open up our tents. It was getting late. And...
Did you have a weapon?
No. We didn't have any weapons. No. We didn't have any. Once you left the state, turned them into Aberdeen.
And you didn't have any officers?
No. We were all by ourselves. And one of the guys said... it's one of the stories there about the girl with the grenade on the second page. And what it was, while the fighting was going on, when they took the island, a girl came out and with a grenade, she was going to throw a grenade at the Marines, so they, boom, they wiped her out. But she was in a box down the beach away. This was a couple months later. So I went down by myself and said, what? This is a little scary, So there she was. Her hand was like this. And the thing that got me was the color was like porcelain with blue, a certain shade of blue. And what you could see, the rest of the body was like, it was decomposing. Yeah, okay, that's enough there. We went back. Then the sun's going down. Here comes an LST. That's one of those big ships. I mean, they're big. They got them giant clamshells. And when they hit the shore, here comes the tanks and the guns and everything. Well, they weren't about to open them big doors for us clowns. There were 25 of us sitting there. We went up the side of the ship. We didn't get up top. We don't know if they even had any person. We got into the hold. They had lights, okay. Nothing in there, mostly trucks, some Jeeps, a bunch of other junk, some crates. No place to sleep. Took a roll in the back of a truck, and there's a crate slept on top of the crate. And what else are you going to do? You're going to stand there like a horse and sleep? Don't work that way. So, in the middle of the night, okay, well, I hear the crunching on the ground, these things coming ashore. We go out, it's pitch black. We were standing on this water's edge. There's a hill. Can't see how high it is, so dark. We had to go up the top of the hill. So we climbed up, and the bags picked up some water while we were in the bilge water. They weighed twice as much. I didn't think I was going to make it to the top. We got up there. And it went across, maybe as wide as this room, then it started down the other side. So we were camped there. And we're there maybe 10 minutes. And all hell breaks loose up the island, coming like a 45-degree angle. It was a zero, skimming the ground. Usually they were up top. But now how can this guy see with all these searchlights shining on him, you know? Then these guys that were so practiced from being in the war for so long, in the aircraft units, as soon as the plane passed, the lights went out and the shooting stopped, like instantly. So finally, there was a AA operation a couple hundred feet away, down between the hills. They opened up on him, and he went over. Oh, I'd say it was maybe twice as high as this ceiling, and his wingtip was like here. Whoa. And there's all these little trees. They disappeared behind the trees. That's it. You know, once he passed, boom, the lights went up. Now you're blinded. You can't see anything. Then it was out on the water, big explosion. And everything lit up like, whoa. You could see again everything, even though, you know, your eyes were messed up. It was an explosion, and instantly after that was a monstrous explosion. I mean, really big. Then everything lit up like you wouldn't believe. Boom, and it was all gone. Dead silence. Couldn't see anything, even if your eyes were like an eagle, you couldn't see anything. It was so dark that night. So it was the guys, the next day, the guys that were in the reception area down there we went to, you could tell, I was talking to a combat infantryman, and these guys, they were seeing so much of this, it didn't mean anything really. It was just another, okay, so he went over and he blew something up. And the only thing I was able to find out was the Navy Shore Patrol had a couple guys on the shore, walking up and down the shore, a couple guys out in the boat way out. They were looking for dead bodies of, I guess, sailors got blown off the ship during the night, you know. And that's why I say that was the, I always call that the Okinawa welcome wagon.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. And they never did find a welcome wagon. Oh, Okinawa was all the hills and valleys and ravines. It was tops of submerged mountains, coral outcrops all over the place. And way off in the distance, you could see on the hilltop was a cemetery. I mean, not an island cemetery, it was our guys. First, I think it was the first Marine cemetery. And during the night, what's that smell? What's that smell? They had all these bodies that were processed and, you know, burying them. You see the holes. So that gave me a good feeling. So we hung around there for a couple of days, nothing. Got 3 meals a day. Then he shipped us out to a place called 25th Replacement Depot. And we used to call it the Rebel Depot. Mm-hmm. And 2 weeks before I got there, the Japs sneaked in. He was going down the line. You see, they had these big squad tents and they rolled the side up because it was subtropical, it was warm. And he stabbed a couple of guys. And all the way down the other end of the tent, the sergeant woke up. He saw what was going on. He fired over all the sleeping guys and he killed the Jap. I think he got 3 guys. And so that was entertainment on Okinawa. It was bad. You know. These guys were tough.
What was your job on Okinawa?
Well, they finally got it all right. They sent me to the 625th Base Automotive Maintenance Battalion, 3032nd Engine Rebuild Company. And once I got in there, like I said, the box at the hen house, I went from private in a couple of weeks right up to sergeant. And I was in charge of a building engine rebuilding unit.
And what kind of vehicles were you working on?
No, we didn't work on vehicles, we just worked on the engines. We rebuilt them, took them, stripped them down to nothing. Bored the cylinders, ground the crankshafts. And put it all back together. They had a dynamometer, we tested them, checked for leaks, noises, whatever. Then they created them and shipped them out all over the Pacific.
And where was this located out of?
I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
For how long?
I was there, I was with the 625th until March of 46. Yeah.
So that was 9 months or so?
Yeah, but just about, yeah. 9 or 10 months. I'm trying to get my head straightened out here with all this stuff. Yeah, we went to, we left on board ship. And a lot of things happened in between. From the time the war ended till, when the war ended, that changed everything.
How?
They stopped the production of the engines.
Okay.
So, this one there about the five-star carbine. This was August 31st. According to a magazine that I have, General MacArthur flew from Philippines to Japan on the 30th. But what happened with him, I was bumped into him, happened on the 31st. Anyway, I have to check that out. I was walking up, I didn't have anything to do for the morning, so I was walking up along a row of all kinds of tents. So the other companies, 4 companies in a battalion. We were just one. We never fraternized with the other guys. I don't even know what the numbers, I knew what they did. But so I came across a SWAT tent, a big tent, sides rolled up. It was a mess tent where the guys came in, lined up, got the room. And I look in, and 3 guys in there. Nothing else, just 3 guys sitting there. One guy was sitting like this with his feet in the aisle. The 2 guys were standing over here on the other side of the table. Just standing there and sitting there. So, nosy, I go in. I woke up behind the 2 guys who were sitting there. The guy was sitting with his feet in the aisle. He was holding something. He turned around, he saw me, he handed it to me. It was a carbine. That was a small rifle. I'm looking at it. Whoa, I got to the buttstock. Silver inlay. General Douglas MacArthur. And an arc with 4 stars. And that was the tail. He was graduated, he was awarded General of the Army, a 5th star. So he was a 4-star general. They promoted him because of all of his work in the war, and they gave him a 5th star. So as they explained it to me, I have no reason to believe they weren't telling me the truth. They had sent out word from the Philippines that when they got the news, they were looking for a silversmith because he had to put precisely the 5th star in the arc, and that was 4 stars. So I'm looking at it, and I was trying to figure out what was going on. I said, whoa, there's a piece of history I got in my hands here. So while I'm looking at it, somebody poked their head in and said, okay, let's go. He took the carbine from me and started walking out. The other 2 guys went behind him, and I went behind them. I said, what the hell's going on? When I came up, there was nothing, nobody, anyplace. I walk out the entrance to the tent, and there's staffed cars and guys standing around in uniform. And the 3 guys ahead of me, they had to walk out a little ways because there was a little walkway there. And the guy with the carbine turns right, and then he turns left. They all did that. And when I get up to turn, almost where you are with General MacArthur, he was facing that way. That's why the guy went around, so he faced, because he was talking to somebody. When they came out, the guy went away, and the guy with the carbine came up to present it to General MacArthur. And I'm standing there like, what? Oh, to me, I was very impressed. And boy, MacArthur's looking it over. I never saw a guy with such a big smile on his face. Oh, he's shaking the guy's hand. You know, when you were over there was no saluting.
Oh, right.
He's a 5-star general. This guy was a sergeant of some kind. And war zone, you don't salute.
That's right.
No matter who it is. But they learned from the Civil War. Here they had the generals and the lieutenants and leading their men. They're all on horses out, okay, man, follow me, boss.
It's ironic you say that because his father was Civil War.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah.